Okay, we back at it again, man. I am your host, Tommy Guns. This is the Quote Ghost Podcast. I appreciate you for tuning in. Do me a favor, though. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, and let's get into it, man. So, the Daily Wire Brett Cooper, Reagan Conrad drama continues. And what better place for you to find out about the news, the latest and the greatest than right here on the Quote Ghost Podcast. But anyway, recently, Jeremy Bourne, the so-called, what's his name? The God Killer, or what is he called? Something God, whatever. He's not that. But Jeremy Bourne, he actually came out and spoke on the situation. Not actually on YouTube. I believe this video was for like his internal subscribers that actually pay money for some reason to view the Daily Wire content. Am I blurry? Why am I so blurry? I think this light is like taking up a lot of the focus of my freaking camera. Now I'm not blurry again. Okay. Yeah, so Jeremy Bourne, the God King, that's what they call him. I don't like to refer to him as that because who are the gods and how did he become the king? So the whole Daily Wire thing, Brett Cooper, Reagan Conrad, it's still going on. And Jeremy actually has spoken on the issue, not publicly, not on. I don't believe this is was put on YouTube by him. I saw it for the first time in the Brett Cooper Discord server, and apparently it's a video that got released behind the Daily Wire paywall. You have to be a subscribing member to be able to view this video when it came out, apparently. But somebody who did that recorded it and actually put it on Twitter. And apparently he's kind of coming at Brett for not defending his friend in Reagan Conrad and kind of coping to the fact that the show is failing. But we're going to get into it. Let's see what exactly he had to say, and if it made any sense whatsoever.
Most the entire time that there's been the comment section, not from the very earliest days, but almost the entire time, 2 years, has been the producer of the show, has helped to write the show every single day, 2 episodes a day, and has been Brett's best friend. And so, some of the accusations against Reagan have been really ugly, like that she's impersonating Brett. Well, that's unfair. If Reagan seems a bit like Brett, it's because she's Brett's best friend and one of the writers and the producer of the show.
I said that in one of the previous videos we made on the topic. It does make sense that if somebody is somebody's best friend, that they're gonna have some of the same mannerisms. They're gonna maybe their laughs sync up. They're gonna say some of the same things in the same way. Their jokes gonna be the same. If they're girls, their periods are gonna sync up. Possibly. I'm not a girl, so I don't know. But if you're best friends with somebody, you're alike.
Worked as much on the show every day on what the show would look like and feel like and sound like as Brett has for these last 2 years. They've done that together. Obviously, they have a lot in common in terms of their delivery because they have helped craft the show together. Some of the rumors I saw that we sent Reagan to acting lessons to make her more like Brett, that's absolutely absurd and deeply offensive. Reagan's enormously talented. She's been an enormous part of building the comment section.
She may be talented as a producer, but to my knowledge, she has never been on a successful YouTube channel, or she's never been a successful face as a content creator on a show like you're trying to manufacture right now, Mr. Jeremy.
For the last 2 years. And I've never sent her to an acting lesson. She's never asked me to send her to an acting lesson. I've never asked her to do anything to be more like Brett. If anything, we've told her make the show as much your own as you can while maintaining the format. But she is like Brett because they are friends and collaborators, have been collaborators.
Notice you said they are friends, but realistically they were friends until all this went down. But maybe that was like, maybe that's just a mistake on his part.
On the show. It's actually ironic because I did send Brett to various kinds of lessons as a performer, not acting lessons. Brett's a terrific actress and always, the entire time I've known her, she has been, as will be evident when you see the Pendragon cycle. But I did send her to dancing lessons and singing lessons in preparation for her role as Snow White. I sent her.
Notice he trying to be like, I never had to send Reagan to an acting class. But Brett, on the other hand, even though she's talented, I had to send her to many a class.
To dialogue coaching sessions to help her with her role in the Pendragon cycle. And that's good. That's like saying that you shouldn't send a performer to lessons is like saying that my political host shouldn't read books. They should just know everything. It should all be natural. What nonsense. You should always be making yourself better. And Brett did take steps to make herself better and better and better. And I'm sure.
And if he didn't send Reagan to a class, then why is he coping, or why is he trying to justify his content creators taking classes to get better? If you send her to a class, just either don't bring it up or admit to it.
Will continue to. And perhaps Reagan will as well. But what Reagan hasn't done is taking acting classes to be more like Brett Cooper. That is just completely absurd. And it's hurt my feelings a little bit that Brett hasn't done more to defend her friend Reagan. Brett.
And
time that there's been the comment section, not from the very earliest days, but almost the entire time.
I didn't mean to go back like that. Let me see if I can find that part again.
Lessons and singing lessons and sessions to help her with her role in the Pendragon cycle. And that's good. That's like to lessons is like saying that my political host shouldn't know everything. You should always be making yourself better. And Brett did take steps to make herself better and better and better. And I'm sure will continue to. And perhaps Reagan will as well. But what Reagan hasn't done is taking acting classes to be more like Brett Cooper. That is just completely absurd. And it's hurt my feelings a little bit that Brett.
That right there is the kicker to the whole video. Because he's like, it hurt my feelings that Brett hasn't come out and say more to defend her friend, which is now, in all actuality, her former friend, for reasons that no one has disclosed and probably can't disclose because they all have signed NDAs, which is kind of disingenuous of him to say. I don't know why she hasn't spoken out, because you won't let her speak out, Jeremy. You won't let her because y'all secretive as fuck behind the scenes over there at Daily Wire, and that's why y'all starting to lose the public's trust like any other billion-dollar media conglomerate in the business.
Hasn't done more to defend her friend Reagan. Brett chose to leave the show. It was her idea, her stated desire to leave the show and to leave the.
Now, there were rumors out that Brett decided to leave the show. But apparently Brett did an interview where she said, or was that? Okay, I think I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, bear with me.
Company she had personally recommended Reagan to me. Before she told me she wanted.
Oh, let's go back to that part real quick.
Reagan to me. Her stated desire to leave the show and to leave the company she had personally recommended Reagan to me.
That's the part right there. Apparently, Brett came out and said she never recommended Reagan. Now, in the Discord, again, there is a person saying that he chose Reagan out of spite to get back at Brett for deciding to leave, because Brett wanted Reagan to leave with her to be a producer on her new show.
before she told me she wanted to leave the show, she had personally recommended Reagan to me and told me that if she ever did leave the show, Reagan would be a great person to consider to host it, and that at any rate I should give something to Reagan because she
Really, Mr.
should be on
Jeremy?
screen talent. And the audience, whenever Reagan would guest host the comment section, the audience loved her. The comments were almost universally positive. In fact, many of the things that they're now criticizing her for in the comments were the things that they liked most about.
Okay, let's address this. So I was a faithful watcher of the Daily Wire. Because I like Brett, because she made the show seem very personal, and you know I was a fan of her, and not so much the Daily Wire and you know the comment section moniker. No, I tuned in for Brett and her personality and the way she talked about things, and blah 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 blah. Y'all know the drill, y'all. You're interested in this, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. And when I started seeing Reagan in videos, it was weird to me. I didn't like it at first, but I didn't mind it because she would you guys will always make it a point at the beginning of the video for her to say, "Don't worry, I'm just guest hosting. Brett's gonna be back on the next episode." So I would be like, "Okay, she cool. Let's get into the story. Let me see what you're talking about." And that's why the comments were positive, because they were like, "Oh, you're the producer, but you know, you did a pretty good job on this episode standing in for Brett. Thank you for standing in for Brett, but bring Brett back." Then when it got a little more fishy and then she ended up taking Brett's spot, ultimately people felt betrayed because she would always say, "Don't worry, Brett's gonna be back," until she wasn't, and then people was rightfully pissed
about her when they didn't know that Brett was leaving the show. And for that reason, I know that most of these attacks on Reagan are completely unfair. They're completely disingenuous. People aren't really raising these criticisms.
How are they disingenuous when you lost almost 1 million subscribers? This is the part this is one of the parts that I don't like about this little speech of his, because in this part especially, he's essentially blaming the audience for feeling slighted, feeling bamboozled and hoodwinked for how they went about replacing Brett. Like, instead of being transparent about the situation, you just tried to slide Reagan in there, acting like she was just a guest host the whole time. And he's saying that your feelings are invalid if you don't like Reagan. You like her, you just don't know you like her because you think you're mad at us, is what he's saying.
They're either helping to craft or buying into a narrative which has been crafted by people who want the Daily Wire to fail and want Reagan to fail in the role, and both will be disappointed because Reagan will not fail in this role. And the Daily
she's already failing, bro. I don't know if you've looked at the comment section's page lately, but because Brett's videos were getting 1 million to 500,000 to 400,000 to 300,000 views, respectfully. Every time she dropped, she was at least getting 300,000, and y'all was making bank. But now, Reagan's videos. Let me just go to Reagan. Let me go to the comment. Hold up. Bear with me here, people. I know it's taking me forever to get through his video, but I want to check. You know me. I want to go over every point. Let's see. The comment section. Let's see what these views looking like.
Hey guys, and thanks.
What up, Reagan? Bye-bye, Reagan. Yeah, so, okay, latest video 3 days ago. Mind you, they used to drop multiple videos a day, but now they just drop every day or so. 78K, 36K, 36K. Like, these, for my channel, I would be very proud of these numbers. You know, for my small channel that I'm building up right now. Subscribe to the channel. Get them likes up because I'm trying to get to where they at genuinely without a $1 billion corporation. But for this channel, this is abysmal because look at this, the last video Brett did 1.4 million, every video 600,000, 500,000, 400,000, a million, 500, 4,000. Like I said, but gradually as time has went on since she took over the show, the views are lower and lower and lower until now she's averaging about 30 to 40K. That's failing. That means and what the subscriber thing look like? This channel has lost at least 800,000 followers. This is not good, but I'm gonna let him finish. I'm gonna let him finish. Bear with me.
Daily Wire will not fail. We continue to grow and we continue to succeed, and business is hard, and we'll go through you're always going to go through a little bit of a downturn in audience after a very popular host leaves a show. But Brett will go on and build her next thing, and she'll do just fine and continue to be very successful. And Reagan will continue to find her footing with her new role as host of the comment section and continue to thrive. And absolutely, we will do other kinds of content with Reagan. You know, Reagan and Brett are different. We did other kinds of content with Brett in the form of acting. You know, she played a very important role in the Pendragon cycle because Brett is a very gifted actress. And
I guess that was the end of the video. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Me personally, I agree with the last part. I don't really agree with the rest of what he was saying, but the last part, they're gonna have to pivot. They're gonna have to change the format. They're gonna have to make some other new thing with Reagan or replace her with an already established personality. Bring them in, give them a whole bunch of money, tweak the platform a little bit and keep going with it, or scrap the whole project. I mean, this whole series is pretty interesting to me because, you know, I used to really like the Daily Wire and their message. They played a hand in me becoming more conservative and stuff like that. But, you know, as time has went on with Candace Owens and how they handled that whole situation with Brett Cooper now, how they handled that situation, they don't come off as a genuine company to me anymore. A lot of stuff for me has came to light. Damn, this fucking camera keep going blurs on me. But I'm also not that fond of Ben Shapiro as a personality, because I think he's a little bit too loyal to you know who. But other than that, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Do you buy what Jeremy Bourne is talking about? Or do you think he's full of shit? I think he's mostly full of shit. But I do wish Reagan well. I don't dislike Reagan like I see a lot of other content creators saying and kind of cussing her out and blaming it all on her. You know, if some of the rumors were true, she does hold some blame because she did kind of backstab her best friend. But, you know, I don't wish ill will on nobody. It's an interesting situation to me. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Get in the comment section, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon if you found any value in my content, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.